So, where do we start? Well, firstly, we start by saying congratulations to Fulham. That the better team won tonight. Definitely, they deserve to beat us. If you don't know what I'm going on about Chelsea versus Fulham. Great performance by Fulham. Deserved to win. Better team won. But yeah, at the moment, it is utter shit. It's utter shit. And I don't think that's solely... I read Twitter every day. I see comments all the time. And I see people headhunting Graham Potter saying, oh, it's Potter's fault. But at the end of the day, it's not Potter's fault. It's a group effort's fault, you know. You can't just blame Potter saying the whole time Chelsea are losing is Potter's fault. Yeah, partly, of course, it's Potter's fault because... You know, he's the manager. He decides what team gets put out. Obviously, he's had a lot of bad luck and a lot of fucking shit at the moment, if you think about it. He had all these injuries, all these new players coming in and trying to create a squad that works for him. He's had things that ain't been going his way. But then also, you can question some of the tactics he's playing. We don't look very good attacking and we look fucking woeful defensively. So yeah, you can question Graham Potter and say, yeah, it is his fault, which it is. But also, let's move on to the next bit, which is a fault as well. And I don't think many Chelsea fans see this because they're slightly just up their own arses a little bit. And that's the fact that it's the players' fault also, you know. You look at some players who just look like they're not playing anymore. They don't want to play the way they're playing, or they're just not in form, or they're just not doing what they should be doing. And one player that springs to mind is Mason Mount. I love Mason Mount. He is a Chelsea through and through. I believe that. I believe he'll be at our club for a long time. But currently, he doesn't look like he wants to play football. He looks sluggish on the ball. I don't know whether it's because he's tired, because we've had the World Cup and things like that, but he looks sluggish on the ball. He looks way off the pace, and he needs to pick up his performances. You know, like I said, it's not an individual's performance, it's not Potter's fault, it's not just Mason Mount's fault, it's the whole squad's fault. You know, we've got to be doing better. We don't look sharp enough, we don't look like we want to attack, we don't look like we want to do anything. Obviously, I think if, you know, João Felix didn't get sent off, it might have been different. We got the goal early on, we could have pushed on, we could have got the win. You just don't know. But let's just stop talking about the negatives, because I feel like that's all that you get from these videos is negatives. So the positives, João Felix, okay, he was on the field before he got sent off, he looked good. He looked promising. He created great chances. He looked comfortable. He didn't look like someone who's just come from, you know, the Spanish league where everyone was doubting Felix, saying he's too weak for this league. He looked comfortable. He looked like he was creating chances. Looked like, you know, he wanted to be in this league, and he looked comfortable. You know, we created some decent chances, but yeah, a lot of it is negatives. I don't think there's many positives you can take away. Obviously, João Felix is probably one of the only positives to take away from this game, apart from when he fucking got sent off. But yeah, I want to do these videos after every match, because I always feel like I have this anger, or this conversation I want to start with people in the comments. And I see people comment on Twitter saying, get Potter out, do this, Kai Havertz is rubbish, he's rubbish. I agree. Do you know what I mean? Like, Potter is at fault. The team is at fault. I guess Havertz, yeah, he is at fault. He could do better, but he doesn't know what I guess he's not being played in the correct position, or maybe he's not getting enough guidance on what he should do. You don't know. We don't know anything behind the dressing room. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But Chelsea do need to sort it out. I agree. I speak to a lot of other fans. You know, I have Arsenal fans and all these other fans. And I agree. We, as Chelsea fans, expect a lot. We expect the bar high because we're used to it. We're used to winning Champions League. We're used to winning competitions. We're used to being in the top four. We're used to... I guess this is the reality we got to face now. That this isn't a job that can be done in sort of a day, 2 days. This is like a rebuild for us now. And I think that's what Chelsea fans need to face, is this is a rebuild. This isn't a case of, oh, new manager comes in like Tuchel. Don't get me wrong, I love Tuchel. Tuchel's one of my favourite Chelsea managers that we've ever had. He came in, did a smashing job. But this club where we're at right now, it's a rebuild. We've got to get behind the team. We can't be saying every single time Chelsea lose, get Potter out. I agree, his tactics are not there at the moment. But the poor guy, he's dealing with what he's got. He's got fucking you know, he's got all these injuries, all these players he probably wants to play, but he possibly can't play because they're fucking injured. And I just think that Chelsea fans, we've got to stick together. We've got to get behind this team now. It's a rebuild. We've got new manager, new owners, shitloads of new players, because for some reason in Chelsea's way we're spending loads of money thinking that's going to patch up the problem, but the main problem is that we've got to find form, we've got to find the team, got to play players where they want to be comfortable and played. If you don't get me wrong, I feel sorry for Havertz in a way, because he's being stuck up front in number 9 position, where if you look back at his whole career, he's never ever been an out and out striker. I agree that they're trying to make him that, but he's never been an out and out striker in any team that he's been in. So I don't know what they expect. They've just got to find the players, get position, find a bit of comfortability. I don't think it's going to be this season. I don't think we're going to sprout up and be in the Champions League by the end of the season. Of course not. This is a rebuild, and I think Chelsea fans just need to get behind it instead of trying to just be negative Nellies all the time, trying to bring the squad down. We've got to be behind the boys. Yeah, that performance tonight against Fulham was fucking woeful, and I'll be the first person to say it was woeful. But being negative ain't going to get the team anywhere. It's not going to, you know, writing all over in Twitter, oh, this player should go, Graham Potter, get out. What's that going to do for players' confidence, you know? It's shit. And I understand what fans say. Oh, they get paid thousands a week. They should be doing what they should be doing. Fans pay thousands to go watch a game. Yeah, I agree. But this is a rebuild. And I think problem at the moment, in the general, is that Chelsea fans, and this includes myself, we're so used to success. And now, because we're on such a shit run, we're like, oh, God, wait a minute. We are used to winning. How are we losing against Fulham? And that's no disrespect to Fulham, but they're a club that's just come up from the Championship. And yes, I know they've had a great season so far, but realistically, Chelsea shouldn't lose against Fulham. With the squad we've got, we should not be losing against Fulham. And that's no disrespect to them, but we shouldn't be. And that is the bottom line. But yes, that's going to end my little rant after today's game. I want to see you guys' comments in the Twitter comments. Yeah, let's get a conversation started, I guess. I want to kind of interact with other Chelsea fans, see how they're feeling, and other fans in general, not just Chelsea fans. I want to hear other fans' opinions, you know, rather than just, if you're just going to comment, oh, Chelsea is shit, or, oh, you know, that this is a flawed season, fine, whatever, just do that. That's Twitter, that's life, you get people like this. But yeah, I want actual constructive comments that we can have a conversation about and possibly, yeah, have a good chat. But I think this is a Chelsea rebuild. I think we just need to stay behind the team. It's tough times, but we got to fucking do it. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. Got the next game, which is Sunday against Crystal Palace. So let's just see how we do in that. Hopefully we can bring some points out of it, but we'll just have to see what happens. And yeah, cheers for watching. Up the Blues.